Race fans, the Federated Auto Parts DIRTcar Nationals is bigger than ever. From January 29th through February 14th at Volusia Speedway Park. See the World of Outlaws sprint cars and late models, plus American Sprint Car Series, USAC National Sprint Cars, the Super DIRTcar Series, and the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds. Ticket packages, camping, and more at DIRTcarNationals.com. Next winter, head south.
It's all new and it's the greatest store on dirt. All the World of Outlaws and dirt car racing apparel and licensed merchandise under one roof. Visit online today for everything from shirts to hoodies, hats to collectibles. The greatest store on DIRTcar.
The Outlaws are coming to a track near you. Feel the raw power of the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars and the thunder of the World of Outlaws Real American Beer Late Models. Get your tickets today at worldofoutlaws.com.
You feel the ground shake. Your bones begin to rattle. You hold on for dear life. 280 foot-pounds of torque is coming your way. It's the TFG Sport Compact Series, dropping 168 horsepower with 2 front wheels a-squealing. Every night's a beatdown.
Tomorrow night, a Storm of Hornets is coming to a screen near you. You can watch it live on Right Rear Racing TV as the Jettas rip up the dirt at Bristol Motor Speedway. To register, go to tfgracing.com. That's tfgracing.com. 2 Fat Guy Sim Racing Promotions, where the challenge remains unique.
Is available now.
It's showtime!
5 laps to go at Attica Raceway Park.
Bobby Pierce leads the opening lap in 32. Look at all he's got. Into turn number 3.
You wanted the best. You got it. That's a capsule on the turn.
Ladies and gentlemen, here come the late model.
Here's Sheldon to the inside. Slide job.
Floyd trying to pull up and even with him, but can't do it that time. There's a fine line in getting that momentum on exit of the corner, and Floyd just not.
Night number 2 is here. We welcome you back to the virtual dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway as the Bank City 40 continues for DIRTcar eSports. We're glad you could join us here on DIRTcar Racing's YouTube and Twitch pages. Marty Sakala alongside Zach Chapman. And Zach, if last night was any indication, we should be in for another thriller tonight.
Yeah, and I warned everybody at the end of last night that, based off the names on this list and looking how close these practice times are, Marty, it is going to be an absolute dogfight. And I'm so glad I'm up here with you.
Without question, we had a lot of fun last night. The man who mastered it all on night 1, that was Tyler Schell. Led most of the race, fell back on a restart, but then took advantage of a little bit of hard racing late in the going to get the win in night 1. But it was the top 10 that transferred in, and the battle for 10th was just as exciting as well, coming to the checkered flag.
Yeah, I believe edged out by, I want to say, Marty, what was that, 6,000th of a second? It was pretty close. It was about half a front wing. I mean, unbelievable. And now, coming home 11th, not the end of the world. You still make it into the last chance qualifier Thursday, but definitely not where you want to be. You were aiming for that top 10, so you've got to set the bar a little higher here tonight.
Well, if you missed what happened last night, here's a look back. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? It is showtime at Charlotte. Tyler Shell, Kenny Hoffman side by side for the race lead. It's Hoffman with the advantage for right now. They are 2 wide. They are 3 wide off for turn 2. Some wild stuff happening here early in this one, Zach. Barry with a great run on that restart. Now looking underneath here on the one of Kenny Hoffman. See if he can grab that second spot possibly. A lot of drivers rolling through the bottom as that top looks like it's starting to slicken up. But the only driver trying it for right now here, Zach, Blake Carrick at that 21, running in 6th, making his way up to 5th. Nobody is up there.
Right now it is the Blake.
About the side-by-side race as well for second, Hoffman and Barry. Barry risking it right next to those tractor tires. But Hoffman better corner exit for right now. Barry still trying to fight back. Can't do anything. It's Shell still hanging on to the race lead for now. Behind them, it's Dudek, it's Carrick. It's the race for 3rd. Check that for 4th.
For second, will we see a slide job? No.
Hoffman though up on the wall. Carrick rear ends him. Very close call between the two. They find a way to keep it straight. Dudek, I don't know if he's going to be able to take advantage of this yet or not. On the 21 off for turn 2. Somehow doesn't. Just about biked it off for turn 4. And Hoffman wants to take advantage of it.
Yeah, and Caden not giving him a lot of room either. They're returning the favor, but Kenny gonna go full send there, slide job. Oh, Caden, is he gonna get him at the line? Just gets it back, but look at this 3-car battle for second. Look at the 21.
And look at Hoffman as well, trying to thread the needle, nearly 3 wide down the back chute. 4 cars under a blanket, second spot up for grabs. Carrick, too much of a slider, clips the wall, hits Dudek. Around goes the 21, on his side he goes. Dudek's lost the right front. The big one nearly no. The 43 able to save it, but the caution flag waves. Oh my goodness, nearly 5 wide in turns 1 and 2 on that restart. Shell hanging on. Hoffman wants second. Hoffman wants 2 for 1. Slide job by the 1. Shell counters it back, but Hoffman's up to second. Oh, contact! Barry and Shell get together, and Shell is dropping down the leaderboard down to 5th. Bowman wants the race lead through 3 and 4. Who's going to get at the line? Hoffman out in front as we're halfway home. And a race for the lead on once again. Slide job by Noah Bowman. He's got it for now. Hoffman tries to counter it back. Wing to wing into turn number 3. Hoffman once again. Slide job city at Charlotte once more. And it's Hoffman that leads in the line with 11 laps to go. Bowman trying it once again in 1 and 2.
Half a lap. Oh, big send here.
Bowman wanted that race lead. Hoffman counters it back. There's Tyler Shaw after he fell down to 5th and 6th. He wants that race lead back from Kenny Hoffman. 9 laps of race to go. Hoffman still out in front at the line. Photo finish. Bowman's got it for second, but he's got the lead in turn 2 for now. Big slider on Hoffman.
Yeah, Hoffman's going to look to the left, though. He's got Shell on the inside. Boy, oh boy, what a move.
That was smooth. Tyler Shaw with a smooth slide job there through 3 and 4. Bowman countering it back in turns 1 and 2. 3 wide for the lead here with 7 to go. Near contact, oh, there was between Hoffman and Bowman. And they'll allow Shaw to go through to take the race lead.
That wall awfully hard, and there he goes back into it again into 3 and 4. And I'm not sure if we're going to get a caution, but we need one here. Big wreck.
There it is. There it is. Sander, Gardner, Wade all involved. One up. Oh man, what a wild flip for Tayton. And then catches Gardner, that was the one who went flipping. 5 stays single file. Bowman underneath for second. 3 laps to go. Another slider on Kenny Hoffman. They've had a whirl of a battle no matter what position it is. And here comes Caden Berry for a podium spot. He wants 2 this time with 2 to go, Zach. Keep an eye on the race for the final transfer spot as well. Connor Dudek through to 10th after being involved in an accident earlier on with Carrick. Final lap is underway. They are 4 wide mid-pack. Out in front, though, it's Tyler Shell. Kenny Hoffman sends her deep into 3 and 4. Side by side, coming to the checkered flag. Tyler Shell with the win. And at the line for the 10th spot, it's 3 wide. 3 wide for 10th. Scott Merrick edges out Jeremy Choners by 600 to get the final spot in. Yeah, that was a heck of a night one, to say the least. Shell, Kenny Hoffman, Caden Berry, Grady Ehrman, Noah Bowman, Joseph Grandy, Nick Larry, Dakota Osborne, Connor Dudek, and Scott Merrick, the top 10 that made it into the feature. You look at the practice times, gives us a chance to look at the track analysis. for this evening here, Zach. Once again, we saw in the heat races the top be the place to be, but in the features, you had to protect the bottom.
Yeah, I was warning Dino about that. Dean Reynolds going to be one of the cars running tonight, and I know he's going to want to pound that outside, but I do foresee, maybe a short slider line here in qualifying, and you were going to want to get to that outside here through the heats. But Marty, bottom, that's where you're going to be.
Well, we are just about set to go qualifying here at the dirt track at Charlotte. While qualifying set to begin, the Whiplash SimCams preliminary format. Whiplash SimCams, the official camera provider here of DIRTcar eSports Bank City 40. 3 minutes and 2 laps to qualifying. We'll have 4 heats later tonight, each 10 laps. Top 4 drivers transfer in that. The rest of each to a B main, that's 12 laps. The top 4 transferring out of that. 30 laps, 24 cars. Top 10 will be in the feature Thursday. Qualifying is underway. First driver will watch Scott Rayome in the Full Throttle Motorsports number 4. Crew guy to Frank Wary Jr. in the DIRTcar Sportsman ranks, but very fast in any car, whether it be a sprint car or even a dirt modified. Ethan George sets the bar, 13.960. Scott Rayome, 13.67. Josh Bishop to the top, 13.25. Ty Dickinson, though, 13.193 in the 67. Couple hundreds in front of Evan Nugent, Zach.
Yeah, I can hear Mama Bear back at home yelling at the TV the whole way from here. She's excited to see Ty up at the top.
Dalton Tournier now quickest. The bar getting raised big time. It's down to the 13.05 range. Can someone top it at the moment? Tournier's second lap off by a tenth of a second. Devin Eaker second quick at a 13.14. Here's Wade Fields coming out for turn number 4 to complete his second lap. Just off by a tenth of a second. Quentin Murdoch finished with his lap. Caleb Carter, same with him. Jay Schaff making his way on the track. Diego Alvarado, fourth quick on the charts at a 13.17. And we'll see if we can improve it here through 3 and 4. More time start to come in. Alvarado second quick, 13.126. Here's Jay Schaff in the number 3. First lap underway. If not, it was invalidated. And he just clipped the wall there. Maybe an invalidated second lap. Gunnar Harris, Bowen Smith to the top of the charts. Under 13 seconds. A 12.952. Check that 12.962, Zach. Logan Rumsey, though, answers it back in the Macri ride at a 12.942. 200s better.
Our South Central PA boys, Marty. Logan Rumsey, Manchester, PA, and Bowen Smith, 10 minutes up the road. Probably my brother's neighbor in Dillsburg. Represent for PA.
Here's John Helms now down to 6. Mason Hannigan to the top of the charts now, making a 12.938, 4,000ths quicker than Logan Rumsey. Off for turn number 4, lap number 2. Faster on lap number 2. Nope, he was just off at a 13.187. Bradley Cox, 7th quick on the chart. So many drivers here. Final seconds of qualifying. Anyone could be able to cross the start-finish line. Sean Inglis just got to 10th of the 13.06, but that will do it for qualifying. Mason Hannigan, the quickest, but look at the top 4, under 13 seconds.
Yeah, 4 guys, Marty, within 0.6 of a second. Unbelievable.
So we get set to go here for heat race number 1 at the dirt track at Charlotte for night 2 of the Bank City 40. Here's a look at how they line up. Hannigan on pole position in car number 1. To the outside, it's John Helms in the 18. Row 2, Dalton Tournier in the number 20 with Jordan Navarro next to him in car number 96. Caleb Durgan starts 5th tonight in the NOS Energy Drinks 17 with Wade Fields next to him in the 01. Quentin Murdoch starts 7th in car number 52. To the outside, it's Scott Rayome in the FTM number 4. Final row tonight, Connor Ross, one of the few Canadians we've got, in car number 39. Rounding out the grid is Clay Christopherson in car number 51. Should mention as well as we get set to go for tonight, night number 2 brought to you by our friends at Velocity Race Designs. Make sure you check them out on social media and all around the internet. They've got a couple cars here racing this evening and all around dirt racing and iRacing.
Yeah, Marty, how tricky is it to be the leader here? Heat race number 1. You know, I mean, obviously, you know where the qualifying line was. All that changes when you got cars racing around you. And it might be one of those times where it may be easier, you know, to be second or third here these opening laps. Get to go where the leader doesn't.
One lap till we get the green flag here. Drivers you got to watch out for. I think first off, that front row is going to be stacked. It's going to be stacked. They're going to be key. Mason Hannigan, obviously, part of the World of Outlaw iRacing series for many years, 6th in the points. Won at Williams Grove a couple weeks ago for his first ever World of Outlaw Pro win. But also the outside, also a pro driver, John Helms in that 21/18.
Yeah, I wouldn't sleep on that 96 either. We know Elk Grove, California breeds talent. Man, Navarro, he's going to be a...
Here we go for heat race number 1. Winner on the pole tonight. Green flag waves underway with night 2 of the Bank City 40. Far wide, one car hard up in the wall, and oh my, somersaulted is Jordan Navarro.
I said he was going to be a bullet. I didn't know it was going to be like that. Commentator's curse, Marty. I'm quiet for the night.
Navarro forced to a B main, no caution flag. We stay under the green flag. Hannigan leads lap number 1. John Helms in second. Here's the race for third. Turnier and Durgan. 17 car following the 20. Now Turnier looks underneath. And the race for P3, Zach.
Yeah, we got a heck of a battle there for third, but right behind Connor Ross. Look at him trying to go up 4 spot for the slide job, Marty. Big move. He's got to go.
Wade Fields counter nips that back. That's the race for 5th. When they're wing to wing like that, they're losing time to Durgan in that 17. Ross a little bit on the loud pedal a little early, which caused the back end to get sideways. They nearly touch once again in the race for the 4th position. Let's take a ride on board here with Connor Ross from the eye camera here.
Yeah, there you saw Quentin Murdoch for the slider on Connor. When those two were battling, he's able to reel those guys in. Now Connor's got to settle down here, get the wheels back underneath him, and he's got to get rolling with 5 to go for it.
So again, all the action is on this. Mason Hannigan still your race leader by a half second. Half second on John Helms. Tornier third, Durgan fourth, Murdoch and Ross touch. And Connor's up on the wall, hangs onto it though. Oh, the right front though is gone. Right front is destroyed. Oh, and Rayom catches him from behind. The 4-car around slaps the tail tank with the wall. Luckily enough, able to keep it straight. And again, we stay green. And that's what Mason Hannigan wants. He wants to stay green for the rest of this one. Does not want a yellow to get John Helms back into this.
Yeah, Flagman wants to keep it in the pocket tonight there. No yellow laundry. We continue. And I mean, you mentioned there, not only Mason, but really everyone inside that top 4, Marty. As we roll off the 4th one to go, nobody's catching those guys.
Hannigan, the Pittsburgh, Indiana native, with a big family connection related to Justin Hannigan, who's had races in the ASCS. Hannigan makes his way through 3 and 4, deep of a slider. Helms could have an opportunity, won't work. Hannigan, the winner in Heat 1. Helms is second. Turnier third with Durgan in the 4th spot. Fields 5th, Murdoch 6th, Christofferson 7th, Rayom 8th, Connor Ross 9th, and Jordan Navarro 10th. Top 4 are in Night 2's feature. So set to go here for heat race number 3. Zach, give us the starting lineup.
Heat race number 2, I think you mean.
Yes, heat 2.
It's going fast, but not that fast. Logan Rumsey, the PA native on the inside of the front row. He's starting full. His outside the 49 of Brian Avila. Row 2 to the inside, the 960 of Sean English. To the top shelf, the 224 of Diego Alvarado. Row 3 to the inside, the 79 of Dean Reynolds. To the top shelf, the 83 of Brandon Dittmer. Row 4 to the inside, the 57 of Dylan Alt. To the outside, the 2 of Ethan George. And row 5, your final row here for heat race number 2 to the inside, the 73 of Miles Horse. Starting on the outside, the 16 of Jeremy.
Getting set to go here for heat race number 2. A lot of fast guys out here. That front row absolutely going to be key. Ryan Avila coming off a special moment. If I recall correctly, if I saw Avila, recent winner at Lincoln with the World of Outlaws Pro Series.
Yeah, and, that had to hurt Logan a little bit. So, especially running that local paint scheme there and being from PA, you can see he's in that 39 tribute to Anthony Macri there. And, man, Marty, I mean, we're going to see some fireworks here. It's maybe one of the most exciting heats we're going to get all year here in iRacing.
Yeah, these were the drivers that battled for the win of the final lap at Lincoln Monday night. Rumsey fires green flag out for Heat 2, top 4 transfer.
Just like Anthony Macri in that 39, right up to the concrete. Now he runs this middle slider line through 3 and 4. But, Marty, we got a battle for third.
Yeah, that's Sean Inglis, Diego Alvarado going at it. Alvarado are in the middle groove. Alvarado keeps her up there, ripping the lip off the corner. Field staying single file, though, amongst the front 6. Something we haven't seen a lot of in heat races, especially this early, Zach.
Yeah, and, that's not what the 83 and the 79 want to hear. They want to see those guys racing. They're close, but not close enough for that big sense. So they need those guys to mix it up a little bit. And speaking of, Dino gets a slider thrown on him. The 57 of Alt, what a move there, able to clear it.
On board Dean Reynolds as he goes to work, and he's one of the many drivers that's got an onboard camera here this evening. Actually, get that fixed here in just a moment.
This battle for second, there's a little contact party. Sean English gets in the back of Avila, ruffles him up a little bit, now throws the slide job. It is on.
Nice run by English in that 96. He knows how to drive anything on iRacing. Avila counters it back. The race for P2 is on down the back.
And he has gathered up that steam off the 2. He has got the alternate line, but he's just so wide there.
Oh, they touch! English, hang on to her. What a save! Now, did Alvarado get neck coated in that? He did not. They go wing to wing for third. Alvarado's blanking English and Detmer. They each have to be careful about that.
I'll tell you what, Avila better go because English saved that thing. What a move, and he is a mad as a hornet's nest here. He is ready to roll.
On board, Brandon Detmer running the third spot. Detmer, first driver out by 2/10 on the 24 of Alvarado. Can he get this done possibly? We'll have to see. Final lap, though, underway as Logan Rumsey, meanwhile, is gone. 1.8 second gap on Ryan Avila. Makes his way off for turn number 4. He'll start on the front row tonight. The race is on for 4th at the end. Alvarado gets it over Detmer. Avila second, English in third. Detmer 5th, Alt in 6th, Reynolds 7th, Morrison 8th. 9th is Christensen, and George rounds out the top 10. So that'll do it for heat race number 2. Meet the lineup here for heat 3 as they get set to go. Bowen Smith on the pole in car number 012. To the outside, it's Bradley Cox in the 45. Gunnar Harris inside row 2 in car 54 with Devin Eaker to the outside of the 196. Ethan Milwain starts 5th in car number 37. Next to him, a DIRTcar Sportsman driver, Evan Nugent in car 25. Aiden Price inside row 4 in the number 490 with John Klimowitz Jr. next to him in the 34. Final row, it's Joseph Groom in the 11 and Caleb Carter in the 143. Heat race 3 of 4 in night 2 of the Bank City 40. And of course, this entire night wouldn't be possible without our friends at Slide Job Syndicate. They're gearing up for season 2 of their 360 sprint cars, returning Sunday, February 15th. Don't miss a moment. Join their Discord community or follow them on Facebook to stay up to date with all the latest announcements. In addition to Fat Guy Sim Racing Promotions presenting the Hard Charger Award, Rick Main won it last night. Their next event, Jetta's at Bristol Dirt, Friday, December 12th. That's going to be wild.
Yeah, that is going to be wild. And, Marty, my dad got me really good. He said while I'm on the call for this, they should change it to 3 Fat Guys.
Here we come to the green flag. Heat race number 3. Top 4 transfer in. Underway. Harris, risky slide job. Couldn't get it there on Bowen Smith. 3 wide, nearly 4 wide for the 6th position. Big run for Aiden Price to grab that final transfer spot. Hug at the Uke tires. Lap 1 led by Smith. Price is clear of Eaker for 4th.
Marty, 7th for 4th. Who cares? In 1 lap, what a move there by Price.
And what a move by Bradley Cox. Slide job on Bowen Smith. Just about up the hill for a moment, but Cox hangs on to lead. For the back end of your race leader. Also a run as well by Harris, so that number 54. Second spot doesn't work, scrapes the wall.
Got to walk hard up against that wall, Marty. Oh, he walks a little too hard up against the wall, makes contact.
That's Nugent in the 25, falls all the way down to the 9th position. But Devin Eaker trying to get Aiden Price for 4th. A lot of racing for 2nd still. Harris tried on Bowen Smith. Couldn't get that past his stick. I was looking at that race for 4th. Devin Eaker trying to find his way up to Aiden Price, but that 490 pulling away. But another thing the drivers are dealing with, look at the dust coming off the rear tires. I don't know if it's just me or not, but this track seems a lot more dustier than normal that the drivers are battling here, especially in the daytime conditions.
Yeah, I mean, the sun's not down yet, so you're going to have to deal with that dust. It should clear up here as the sun goes down the whole way. But, man, that's not fun. You don't want to have to hug that wall right now. Marty, oh, big...
Oh! That was a risky slider there from Harris, and, man, I don't know how he found his way to 2nd without contact. I don't know if maybe Bowen let him go or not, but they're still battling hard. Coming to 2 to go this time, Zach.
Yeah, Bowen's going to buy one less Christmas present here this season. I can tell you that. He got a heart attack from that. Looks like he's not done. Big run. He's going to come back at him with the cut down here, Marty. Side by side into 3.
It's a drag race here for that runner-up spot. Bowen counters back with a slide job of his own. Bradley Cox has no idea what he's missing on the white flag. Gunnar Harris, another big old slide job. Too much of a slide job as he gets sideways. That should allow Bowen Smith to hang on to 2nd. But coming to the checkered flag, Bradley Cox, your winner in heat race number 3. Smith in 2nd, Harris 3rd, Price 4th, Eaker 5th, Milwain 6th, Klibowitz in 7th, Groom 8th, Nugent 9th, and Carter in 10th. One more heat race left to go. Zach, give us the starting lineup.
Starting on the pole, the 240th, Tanner Pettit, top shelf, 47 of Matt Ingram. 2 to the inside, the 46. All the way from New Zealand, Matthew Stables to the outside, the 007 of Tyler Jackson. Row 3 to the inside, the 67 of Ty Dickinson. To the outside, the 348 of Josh Bishop. Row 4 to the inside, the 3 of Jay Schaff. To the outside, the 44 of Chris Thibodeau. Row 5 for a heat race, number 4 to the inside, the 218 of Adrian Featherston. To the outside, the 520 of Clayton.
Obviously, that Tanner Pettit racing team, huge threats no matter what track they're at. The team was battling for the win yesterday. Obviously, we know who took the win at the end, that being Tyler Schell, but Tanner Pettit, definitely one to watch out for very closely. 7th in series points with 2 top 5s with the World of Outlaws. Who else are you watching for here, Zach?
Other than Tanner Pettit, I mean, you know, you got to watch out for Ty Dickinson. He's a guy who maybe at the end when it becomes slick, I think he'd admit the same. He's got to improve a little bit. But right now, Ty, this is where he makes his money. That 67 is going to be really quick. Watch him from the inside of row 3.
Ready to go here, final heat race of the night. For the Bank City 40 before our 2 B mains. Pettit and Hinkle the front row. Top 4 are in. Green lights are on. Pettit with the early lead. High sides working very well in fruition. One up on the wall, that's Nichols on the 52. Side by side for 3rd. It's Stables and Jackson. Lap 1 led by Pettit. has Jackson cleared for 3rd, but now wants 2nd for the 47 of Henkel. But the final transfer for spot is on. Jay Schaff underneath the 7, Zach.
Yeah, and I mean, if people finally use, and I want to bring up last night, Caden Berry was really the first guy to do this in the heat races. You throw that thing low enough coming out of 2 and out of 4. There's lots of tack down there, but you got to hit it right, as you see some of those guys struggling on corner entry. But man, when you hit it right, already lots of goals down there.
Jace, though, dropped down to 5th after he started 7th. He's got about 0.3 of a second of action to do to try and catch up to 3rd. Pettit's opened up the lead to a 2nd on Stables and Hinkle. This is your best race on track for the runner-up spot. But Jackson, a little bit of a slider on the 3 of Schaff. Here comes Jace, wing to wing for P4.
Yeah, Jace sees the blueprint laid out ahead of him. I mean, Matthew Stables has just been roping the bottom, but he refuses to follow and throws the slide. Now going to have a
oh, hang on, Jace. What a save. What a save. We talked with Tyler Jackson earlier today. He's a street stock driver, loves the street stocks on iRacing leagues. As he gets slide jumped for 4th, near contact made once again. Jackson was just hoping he doesn't mess up, and he thought he would be okay. But it's Jackson hanging on to 4th over Schaff. The 3 shows the nose. Another slider by the 3 car with 3 laps to go, and Jackson counters it back there wing to wing again.
I like what Jace just did there, though. Backed it up and threw it down to the bottom out of 4. Now he's got the preferred slider line there through 1 and 2. But look at that. Jackson trying to do the same. Anything you can do, I can do better, Marty, and we're coming to 1 to go.
All eyes on the race for 4th, while Pettit is gone with a 2.1 second lead. Who's going to make it in, and who's dropping down to the B main to start on pole position? Schaff versus Jackson. Schaff has the 7 car cleared. No one goes up the hill. Pettit with the win, and Jay Schaff finishes in 4th. So Pettit your winner, Stables 2nd, Hinkle 3rd, Schaff in 4th. 5th belongs to Jackson, Bishop in 6th, 7th Dickinson, Thibodeau 8th, and the rest of the field on back in the B main. Ignore the C main. This is B main number 1. As we're ready to go with that, let's meet the field and give you your starting lineup. As Wakefield starts on the pole position in car number 01, with Devin Eaker next to him with a 196. Row 2, a Canadian Row 2, Quentin Murdoch in the 52, and Ethan Milwain in the 37. Clay Christopherson rounds out the top 5. John Klimerwitz Jr. next to him in 6th. Behind them, Scott Rayome inside row 4, next to Joseph Groom in car number 11. Rounding out the top 10, it's Connor Ross in the 35 rather, and Evan Nugent in the 25. Final row, you've got the 96 of Jordan Navarro and the 143 of Caleb Carter. A race without question of how bad you want to make it in here, Zach.
Exactly what I was going to say. Take the gloves off if you had them on. I mean, you got to want it. It's going to be Will here. There are going to be people making mistakes here. I mean, everybody, literally, nerves are on the edge. I mean, Marty, I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm one of those guys, and I know that 51 is one of them as well. His teeth may be chattering right now. You know, I'm a nerves guy, and one mess up here, that's all it takes to ruin your night.
Great to have all of you tuned in on the DIRTcar Racing YouTube and Twitch page, checking out the YouTube chat. Hello to a lot of you checking in. Of course, Zach mentioning Mama Bear, that being Ty Dickinson's mom checking in. Saved checking in, rooting for Scooter. We got some Jordan fans out here as well. And some Featherston fans too. B main number 1 set to go down. 12 laps. Top 4 in the feature. How bad do you want it? It's Fields that grabs the early lead. Murdoch in 2nd. 3 wide. Eaker with just about a yeet on the 52 of Murdoch. And he's hanging off for dear life. Ethan Milwain wants that final spot away. Don't look down. Rayome and Ross right on the tails of both of them. And Murdoch's got Milwain cleared, Zach.
Yeah, and the big benefiter of that was the 51 of Clay Christopherson, able to use the bottom to roll around the guy. Man, oh man, Marty, they're almost 3 wide still.
Scott Rayome all over that 52 of Quentin Murdoch, and that race for the 4th spot. Here's a better look from the iCam. Just holding his ground, following his line. Not too much wheel contact. Hang on, Scotty. Oh, man, what a close call. Connor Ross gives him some room, but tries to counter it back with just a thin line underneath. Rayome down to 8, 3 wide for the 6th position. Murdoch still fighting to hang on for a spot. Milwayne's got it for right now, trying to pull away, Shaggy.
Yeah, he wants to give him room, but man, there they are back at it again. And boy, oh boy, now Wade Fields here. He's going back to the lead. Marty there battling all over the place.
Good grief. This is just a C-main, boys. Hang on for dear life. Christopherson nearly hits the Uke tire. Look at Milwayne trying to thread the needle. Look at all these battles happening. It's a hornet's nest at Charlotte.
And right now, Devin Eaker, glad it's going on all behind him, Marty. He just wants it to stay right behind him.
Eaker in that final transfer spot up 4/10 on Murdoch in that 52. Still watching your race for the lead. Here comes Ethan Milwayne, the man that started 4th in this B-main. A slider on Wade Fields. Does he have the lead? Yes, he does. Fields, though, counters it back into turns 1 and 2. Big old crossover from Ethan Milwayne, though.
Yeah, right back to the bottom. He has the big run there, able to hold on to the lead. But, Marty, we're coming to 3 to go. Got to settle down if you're these two up front.
And look who's down to 4th. Putt himself, Clay Christopherson. Murdoch's cut the gap to 3/10, but this track goes to yellow, excuse me. The field slowed down for the first time tonight, and it was for Scott Rayome in the 4. Check out the replay, show you what happened with slide job Scotty here. Just catches and ramps over the 11 of Joseph Groom and gets clipped afterwards by the 18, I believe that is. Was that Carter? I think it was.
I think it was Joseph Groom in the 11 who got run over there, I believe. I could be wrong.
On board here with Scott. See that 11 throwing in that slide job. Yep, you're right, it was Groom. But then, and the afterwards, that second hit, I want to say that was Carter.
Yeah, looking at the grid, I believe so too. I went back to live, but yeah, that's what's making the most sense here by looking at it.
So first yellow out of the night. We'll have 2 laps of racing to go here. So a green-white checkered. Not an official attempt, though, at overtime. So single file here for this restart with 2 laps to go. Milwayne the leader, Field second, Eaker third, Christopherson fourth. Those will be the 4 in the show right now. Quentin Murdoch with a second chance in 5th. Can Christopherson hang on? A late launch from Milwayne. We're back to green, back of the field, checks up. Fields tries to get a run for the race lead. Can't get that to stick. Christopherson with about a 5-car length gap on Murdoch. Coming to the white flag. Final lap underway here. Ethan Milwayne, the 37. Your race leader, an iRacing PA Posse regular. 7th in that series points, despite him being a Canadian. Fields with a run here through 3 and 4. Checkers wave won't work. Milwayne wins. Fields second, Eaker third. Christopherson fourth. They're all in the show. Murdoch in 5th, Klimowitz Jr. 6th, Ross 7th, Groom 8th, Nugent 9th, Navarro 10th, and Caleb Carter 11th, Scott Rayome in 12th. One more B-main left to go. Zach, go ahead, give us the starting lineup.
Starting on the pole, the 83 of the Spider Monkey. I wasn't supposed to do that, my bad. Brandon Dittmer on the pole to the outside, the 007 of Tyler Jackson. Row 2 to the inside, the 57 of Dylan Alt. To the outside, the 348 of Josh Bishop. Row 3 to the inside, the 79 of Dean Reynolds. To the outside, the 67 of Ty Dickinson. Row 4 to the inside, the 73 of Miles Morse. To the outside, the 44 of Chris Thibodeau. Row 5 to the inside, the 16 of Jeremy Christensen. To the outside, the 520 of Clayton Nichols. And row 6 to the inside, the 2 of Ethan George. To the outside, the 218 of Adrian Featherston.
Without question, we'll be keeping an eye. We'll be right on board here with Brandon Dittmer and Dean Reynolds. There they are. Some of the many drivers this week that are providing onboard cameras, getting warmed up and ready to go. So 12 laps on the B main. Who are you keeping your eye on here, Zach?
Well, I mean, obviously, I kind of talked about him before. Ty Dickinson didn't do as well in the heat race, but he knows what's on the line. He's got to get up there. But really, the man on the way back, Clayton Nichols in that 520. He may be an outsider shot if you're looking for long odds.
Here we come off for turn number 4. B main number 2 underway at the dirt track at Charlotte. Not the jump, though, that the 007 Tyler Jackson wanted. Dylan Alt makes his way through to second. He wants the lead. How about Dean Reynolds looking for the third spot as well at the same time? Alt up in the wall, hangs onto it. Stacks up the high side for a little bit. Clayton Nichols, though, around at turn 1. No caution. We stay green. We watch the race for second and for fourth, Zach. Oh, look at this tight racing Dickinson. Oh, my, what a save. But he has to creep into a stop. The front wing is gone. Caution out. And this is the reason why, Zach.
Yeah, that's a tough break. They were hard racing. Ty, lucky that caution came out quick. We've seen it be a long time. He needed that.
Absolutely. We'll get a quick repair with that front wing gone. This is the cause of the caution. Watch Bishop in the 348. Look behind him. How in the world did Ty save that thing? Now, this is what happened. Bishop just got loose on the low side there, and the slick stuff in one, and around he went. But wild start to this one. And I think the man that just about had a close call as well, Dylan Alt, in that 42. Man, oh man, what a save he made after catching the wall.
It's when you got to do it. You know, I mean, you want to make the show. You can't afford any mistakes. So that's big time. Very important out of those guys.
Without question. Alt, for those wondering, eNASCAR Coca-Cola Series contender. 10th in points this year with the Hayek Motorsports team. But it's still Brandon Dittmer out in front. Coast to Coast Racing League regular, has won a 360 Sprint Car Championship in the past. Followed by Alt Jackson and Dean Reynolds, Super DIRTcar Series director. In fact, DIRTcar released their Super DIRTcar Series schedule. I'm excited. A lot of locations that they're going to be going to. Obviously, Super Dirt Week. You got here for the World Finals. Couple of new dates. I'm looking forward to Mansfield with the return of that track opening up in a couple months.
Definitely looking forward to coming back to PA when I get to see Dino. Always good, Marty, as the green flag waves. I think we got 9 laps left to go here.
Dittmer holding serve for right now. Challenge for Reynolds by Miles Morse in the 73. They nearly come to blows. Off for turn number 2. Does Morse want to? Possibly. Reynolds up on the wall, riding it, hanging on to her for right now. But Morse edges out Reynolds in the line for the final transfer spot.
Yeah, you know, Dean's going to be committed to that outside. If it works, it works. But if not, it doesn't. And I think he's just going to stay committed up there.
On board with Dino there as he tries to get past Morse for the 4th spot. Not too sure if he has her at the line. Forced to left there. Oh, and around he goes. No, behind them they go around, rather. It was Thibodeau that got sideways in the 44. Right front is bent. Man, let me tell you something, though. I saw that contact. I thought Dino was going for a wild ride. They just basically accordioned on back.
Yeah, after Dino kind of got checked up, he got a little loose jumping back on the throttle, and him and Chris Thibodeau make contact there. And similar looking cars, too, so hard to tell which one went around at first.
All right, tough break for Josh Bishop as well. Nowhere to go in that crash, too. You're right on board. Look at that, just right in the path. Did not have any time to react, to go low or drift high. So second caution flies here in this B main. Only one change in the top 4. That's Miles Morse. Here's a fun fact. Morse's regular experience when it comes to league racing and iRacing. I was taking a look at Sim Racer Hub. A Pro 2 regular in AMX Dirt Slingers. Yes, the dirt trucks, the jumpy trucks. Was third in points last spring.
That's something to have on your resume.
Yeah. But he knows that sprint cars is a whole different animal. Lights are going to stay on here on the pace car. So he won't go green this time. I'm not too sure what the holdup here is here at the moment, but you still got Brandon Dittmer, though. Your race leader, what do you think the vibes are for him inside that race car?
Yeah, I mean, we know Brandon pretty well, Marty. I think he wants this thing to just be over. Needs this thing to run out of laps. And hopefully, there we go. Now they're doubling up. I was wondering if maybe they were thinking about issuing a penalty to the 79, but you know as well as I do, that was just racing. I don't think penalty worthy there.
So field is set. Halfway home when we come back to the green flag. Dittmer selects the bottom. Still watching that. Oh! Morse and Reynolds made contact. Morse has lost the front wing. Dickinson yeets Morse as well. Morse is just hanging on for dear life. He's lost it. And then Thibodeau's lost the top wing as well. No caution. Morse may stop in the infield. Oh, he's stuck with a Uke tire, but able to tow it as we stay green. But there's a new sheriff in town to that final transfer spot. It's Jeremy Christensen in the 16.
Yeah, he's got company, though, Marty. Ty Dickinson not far behind. He keeps taking peaks down low.
But Dickinson with company of his own from Adrian Featherston. It's a triple threat match for this 4th position. Gonna be 3 laps of racing to go here. Ooh, Christensen, though, up to the wall. Giving it a little kiss. Dickinson with an opportunity to strike here, Zach.
Yeah, that's all he needs. Just one chance for a big send here. And he's going to keep it on the bottom. He's going to play nice.
Christensen ripping the top, though. He gets a little bit loose, though. Allows Dickinson to move up to 4th. Can he clear? Yes, he can. Christensen with a big run down into turn number 3. Dickinson tries to play defense, coming to the white flag.
Got to. He knew the slider was coming back, and he had to do that. Now he's got a 3-car length lead. Is it enough?
We'll have to see. This is the race for the window in B-main number 2. Dittmer versus Alt. Side by side off the corner. Brandon Dittmer, your winner in B-main 2. And Ty Dickinson with the final spot in the show for night 2 of the Bank City 40. Alt in 2nd, Jackson 3rd. Behind them, behind your top 4, Christensen, Featherston, George, Nichols, Thibodeau, Reynolds, and Morse. So the B main is in the books. We will step aside and take a break to thank some of our sponsors. When we come back, our feature here on DIRTcar eSports. Stay with us.
You feel the ground shake. Your bones begin to rattle. You hold on for dear life. 280 foot-pounds of torque is coming your way. It's the TFG Sport Compact Series, dropping 168 horsepower with 2 front wheels of squealing. Every night's a beatdown.
Tomorrow night, a storm of hornets is coming to a screen near you. You can watch it live on Right Rear Racing TV as the Jettas rip up the dirt at Bristol Motor Speedway. To register, go to tfgracing.com. That's tfgracing.com. 2 Fat Guy Sim Racing Promotions, where the challenge remains unique.
Time to go feature racing. Night number 2 of the Bank City 40 here on DIRTcar eSports. Let's meet the field and give you your starting lineup. Mason Hannigan on pole position in car number 1. To the outside, it's Logan Rumsey in the 41. Row number 2, Bradley Cox in car number 45. To his outside, it's Tanner Pettit in the 240. Row 3, John Helms in car 18 with Ryan Avila next to him in the 49. The 4th row, Bowen Smith in the 012, Matthew Stables in the 46. Rounded out your top 10, it's Dalton Tournier in the 20 and Sean English in the 960. Zach?
Row 6 to the inside, the 54 of Gunnar Harris. To the outside, the 47 of Matt Henkel. Row 7 to the inside, the 17 of Caleb Durgan. To the outside, the 224, Diego Alvarado. Row 8 to the inside, the 490 of Aiden Price. To the top shelf, the 3 of Jay Schaff. Row 9 to the inside, the 37 of Ethan Milwain. To the outside, the 83 of Brandon Dittmer. And row 10 to the inside, the 01 of Wade Fields. To the outside, the 57 of Dylan Hall.
Your final 2 rows, Devin Eaker in the 196, Tyler Jackson the 007, Clay Christopherson the 51, and Ty Dickinson in the 67. And even before we go green flag, we've got a developing story here, Zach, as Ryan Avila will start from the pits. I'm not sure what's happening to the 49 as he missed the call to grid.
Yeah, I mean, it can't be by design here, so we'll have to see if that strategy pays off there, Cotton.
Have to see what happens. A look at the onboards as we get set to go racing. Just some of the many here this evening. Set for the green flag, 30 laps. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? It is showtime at Charlotte. Coke, big crash in the back. 5, 6 cars involved. Dickinson one upside down. Detmer the other one involved, and I think I see Tournier, English, Henkel, a boatload of them torn up early. What a mess that is. Get a replay here on how everything started. Zach, this was basically just a huge mess.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, honestly, where it started myself.
Oh, right there. English got caught by the 20.
Yeah, the 20 up of Tournier. Yep, you're right. That's what I just saw. Sean English and Tournier make the initial stack up. Boy, oh boy, madness from there, Marty.
Let's ride on board here with Brandon Dittmer. Look at that. A lot of drivers, absolutely nowhere to go. And chances to make the top 10 likely dash. This is with Tournier. A little bit too hot there. A lot of drivers corned up. Dickinson with the wildest ride of them all. So single file here on this restart since we didn't complete the opening lap. Well, guess who was the better factor of this here? As the lights are going to stay on. Guess who was the better factor of this, Zach?
I'm not too sure, Marty. You gotta hit us with the knowledge.
Mr. Ryan Avila in that number 49. I don't know where he's going to restart. But because of that wreck and a bunch of drivers having to come down pit road, I would have to guess he would have to restart somewhere around 17th.
Yeah, going to be interesting here whenever the timing adjusts. I don't know what you have. Mine still has him sitting a lap down, but that all should equal out, I think.
Yeah, that should. Because of that situation. Again, all the racing here tonight brought to you by our friends at Slide Job Syndicate, gearing up for Season 2 of 360 Sprint Cars, all returning Sunday, February 15th. Don't miss a moment and join their Discord community or follow them on Facebook to stay up to date with all the latest promotions. Tonight's been brought to you by Velocity Race Designs as well. Proud partner of DIRTcar eSports on many of the teams that are in the field this evening. All right, iRacing Pace Trucks on pit road. We'll go green this time. Hannigan to bring us down. This time it's a single file start. 1 lap is complete. And car number 1 brings us off turn 4. Here we go. Green flag flies. Bradley Cox with a run underneath on Logan Rumsey for the second spot. Bunch of drivers 2 by 2 off for turn number 2. Cox is up to second. Rumsey down to third. Pettit in fourth. John Helms runs out the top 5.
Yeah, and even if you know you should be smart, I mean, we heard the guys talking last night. It's so hard to turn that off, Marty. You got to stay aggressive when you're these guys. That's why they're at the top. And, man, I don't see it slowing down here. We're only on lap 4.
3 wide for just a moment. Tanner Pettit, John Helms, the 46 Matthew Stables as well. A lot of high I-rated pro drivers, if not Class A drivers, up in the battles here for position. Rumsey underneath on Bradley Cox. Second spot on the line in turns 1 and 2. Rumsey testing out the bottom. A-OK so far. That high side still with some tack in it. It's got a bigger cushion to say the least. Look at 3 and 4. Those motocross bumps are getting created.
Yeah, if you can keep with them, though, on the bottom, like I said last night, I think you're going to help yourself with tire wear. So if you can go low and slow and keep pace, I think Rumsey's got himself in a good spot here if we get a 10-lap shootout.
Cox, though, has Rumsey cleared and doing a good job, though, following Hannigan. Not going too much up top to avoid biking the car and going for a very wild ride. But also dealing with it at the same time. We'll try and get the eyesight cam here for you. There it is. Also dealing with those sparks as well at the same time. Could be a distraction from time to time. And that'll wait. Caution flag waves. We've got Wade Fields upside down. It sounds like he may have been another car involved. That possibly being Ty Dickinson. Look at what happened here with Fields, though, in the 0-1. Yep, he did catch the 67. And Fields wheelies it up into the catch fence. Side over side goes the 0-1. All right, I'll give you a warning here. If you suffer from motion sickness, I would say turn away. That's going to be a wild ride for Wade Fields in car. Shout out Whiplash SimCams, our camera sponsor and race format sponsor. Andrew Cardinal putting together some incredible shots for us. A reminder, we're back here tomorrow night, 8:15 for championship night. We'll start off with our 15-lap last chance qualifier. With the top 4 will earn feature spots into the 40-lap Bank City 40-lap A-Main, $500 to win in the return of DIRTcar eSports. Glad you could join us here, though, for live coverage of night number 2. Marty Sakala, Zach Chapman with you. Hannigan selects the bottom here. 8 laps complete this time by back to the green. There was a stack up amongst rows 3 or 4 or so. Rumsey taking advantage of that timed restart from Hannigan. Looking to move up to second. 3 wide, though, for 6th position. But the Yellow Waves will do it once again. Single file this time. And it sounds like we had Gunnar Harris. Yep, he's lost the front wing in that 54.
Yeah, you'll see. I mean, he was the meat in the sandwich here. I think stack up of about 4 cars, Marty, and he's the only one to go around.
3 wide. That's Bowen Smith underneath. No, the 42 of Alt catches Smith, who then catches Harris. This is for the rear end of Harris. Watch this. Look at all those drivers trying to take evasive action as well. So per the DIRTcar eSports rules, this should go to single file here. I believe that's going to be the case. We'll wait and see when the pace truck lights go off. On board with Ramsey. I'm liking the messages the Dickinson fan club's putting in the chat there after his B main, saying, I just about passed out or so or something. And Ty, no texting when driving. He said he missed that big wreck, FYI, earlier on.
Yeah, he putted around on the inside, barely made it. He's giving Mama a heart attack tonight, that's for sure.
10 laps down, 20 laps. We check that 9 laps down when we take the green flag. Single file restart here. Rumsey tried to time it. Almost jumped it badly as we're back to the green flag. It's stacked up 4th and 5th once again. 3 wide with Helms stuck in the middle. Durgan, not a lot of room in the bottom with Helms crowding him. Looking for 5th here.
Yeah, and if you're Caleb, you started 13th. You don't want to be too aggressive here, Marty.
How about Durgan? Started back in 13th. He's up to 6th with a pass on Bowen Smith. Smith with pressure from Stables in that number 46. For those wondering who's got the 10th and final spot, look at that at number 49, Ryan Avila. After he missed the start, taking advantage of that turn 2 exit, he's in that final transfer spot in 10th. Ethan Milwane with some ground to make up in 11th. Best racing on track, though, happening up for 2nd. Cox and Hannigan once again. Logan Rumsey to the race lead here at Charlotte.
I told you, running the bottom early. You save that right rear tire, and now he's ready to pounce. Now he's up against the wall, bouncing down the boards.
Take a quick look at how this happened. Crosses over on Mason Hannigan. Was able to get him there at the start-finish line. A great move by the number 41. Now Cox is 2nd, Hannigan down to 3rd. Tanner Pettit 4th. Best race on track is here down the back of the turn number 3. Durgan and Helms, a top 5 spot up for grabs here, Zach.
Yeah, Durgan, you mentioned they're up 7 spots, but that's not enough. Want some more here. That guy is on the move, Marty.
Absolutely. Watch Aiden Price as well. Start 15th. He's up to 7th. Right on board with him as he continues to rip the lip. Around the outside, just about edged out Durgan at the stripe. Getting held up, though, from John Helms. Durgan, Helms, each like in the bottom in 3 and 4. Helms prefers the top of 1 and 2. Look at the crossover move. Slide job there as well by Aiden Price. Up to 5th, just about 3 wide. Helms almost got in the back of that 49.
Yeah, that's a move of a guy who's, had to work on the car all week before. John Helms, smart move there. And because he lifts now, he gets to race another day. Big time move out of Helms.
From John Helms' perspective, looking now underneath on Aiden Price. Best racing on track here. 11 laps to go, will be 10 at the line. Logan Rumsey still up on Bradley Cox. Has not been able to pull away from him. The delta at 0.4 of a second with 10 to go. Final car in the show, Matthew Stables. Bowen Smith has lost pace. He was inside the top 10 earlier. He's dropped down to 10th. He dropped down to 12th. Tyler Jackson now looking to go on the attack on Stables for the final spot in. If not, it's a last chance qualifier for him tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, that 7 machine coming alive at the right time here. What can he do? He needs to be smart about this.
Jackson started back in 22nd position from a B main. Looking to grab 10th on board with the 7. It's a street stock regular versus a VRA regular in Pro 4s. Let's go back up near the front with 7 to go. Hannigan with company for that bottom step of the podium by Tanner Pettit. 24 car crossing over in 1 and 2, but Hang on, we got a yellow flag here with 7 to go. It's for Jay Straff for the number 3.
And Devin Eaker gets a big piece of this too, Marty. He arguably gets the worst.
Yeah, hard in that outside wall. Let me see if we're right on board here with Devin Eaker. Ah, yeah, just a sledgehammer shot. This is Shaft's perspective. Was racing Dittmer for, I believe, 17th or so on the track. Oh, man. A cold-blooded shot. Left front, you see bent off the 3. Nothing he can do except just tow it. And hope he can get back on track. But now this makes things interesting. Another late race restart here, Zach. We'll have 5 laps to go in this feature. And the race is going to be tight for the win between Rumsey and Cox. But also that race for 10th. Milwain, Stables, and Jackson. Actually, nope, this is going to move up. Stables and Jackson. We're putting on a will of a show for that final spot in. And we'll be keeping a very close eye on in these final 5 laps.
Yeah, I don't think Rumsey going to be sweating it as much here. He knows, even a top 5 gets him in the show. He's familiar with racing those guys, but you mentioned it is on there for the top 10. Not where I would want to be.
Single file as we have under 10 laps to go in this feature. Rumsey, Cox, Pettit, Hannigan, Price. That's the top 5. Back to the green flag. It's a 6-lap shootout, rather. Only guy on the bottom there, Mason Hannigan. Pettit working, threading the needle. 3 wide for second. 5 laps to go. It's Cox, Pettit, Hannigan.
Say it a little louder, Marty. That's what Logan wants to hear. Those guys battling hard behind, but it looks like Cox is clear, and he's got the fishing pole out. Can he reel him in?
Let's go back to 10. Tyler Jackson's lost a spot to Bowen Smith. That helps out Matthew Stables, who is just hanging on with 4 laps to go. Everyone else in this top 10 feels comfortable, but Hannigan's lost some more spots. He's down to the 6th position. Durgan and Price now have gotten past him. Hannigan's just at this point hanging on for dear life. He's trying to make this pass, though, on Durgan for 5th. Getting crowded, loses some more speed off from 2, Zach.
Yes, he does. And boy, oh boy, another one. Oh, man, a big slider behind. Stables on the move. This is, oh my gosh, Marty, where do we watch?
Let's watch the race for the win, though. Rumsey and Cox. I think Cox is setting up the move here off at turn number 4. Top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Bradley Cox with a run. Crosses it over. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Big slide job from Bradley Cox. Rumsey tries to counter it back. They're side by side. Rumsey's got the momentum. Cox trying to fire it back one final time. It won't work. Logan Rumsey the winner at Charlotte. The battle for 10th on the line. Gunnar Harris sideways and hangs on over Matthew Stables. Wrecking in turn 1, going crazy. Harris is in the show.
Man, Matthew Stables looked like a dirt bike coming across the finish line, kind of doing that tail whip to kind of block your opponent in the jump. That was amazing, Marty. What a move.
Let's watch that. Let's watch that race for 10th. Starting at the white flag. So Harris with a slider trying to protect the 10th spot. Actually, rather, I think trying to protect the 9th spot, rather, as Harris, Stables actually got past. No, Stables was in 10th. Through the slider there. Look at Bowen Smith trying to get out there. Another 3-car battle for 10th. For spotted at the end. Wow. But in the end, it's Logan Rumsey, your race winner here tonight in night 2 of the Bank City 40. We'll talk with him, the rest of the top 10, in just a moment on DIRTcar eSports.
It's showtime!
5 laps to go at Attica Raceway Park. Bobby Pierce leads the opening lap in 32. Look at all he's got. Into turn number
the best. You got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, here come the late model.
Here's Sheldon to the inside. Slide job.
Race fans, the Federated Auto Parts Dirt Car Nationals is bigger than ever. From January 29th through February 14th at Volusia Speedway Park. See the world of outlaws, sprint cars, and late models. Plus, American Sprint Car Series, USAC National Sprint Cars, the Super Dirt Car Series, and the Dirt Car UMP Modifieds. Ticket packages, camping, and more at DIRTcarNationals.com. Next winter, head south.
Night 2 with the Bank City 40 is in the books. Logan Rumsey taking the win in another close finish at the end. Take a look at your results from tonight. Rumsey winning by just over a tenth of a second on Bradley Cox, who tried to get the last lap pass to work. That slide job just too much to handle. Tanner Pettit third, Aiden Price fourth, Caleb Durgan fifth, Mason Hannigan sixth, John Helm seventh, Ryan Avila in eighth, Ethan Milway ninth, Gunnar Harris rounds out the top 10. They are all in the show. Zach?
Matthew Stables coming home 11th, Bowen Smith 12th, Diego Alvarado 13th, Tyler Jackson 14th, Matt Henkel 15th, Brandon Dittmer 16th, Ty Dickinson 17th, Clay Christopherson 18th, Devin Eaker 19th, and Jay Schaff rounding out the top 20.
Your rest of the field here, 21st, Sean English, 22nd, Dylan Alt, Wade Fields 23rd, Dalton Tournier in 24th. A lot of drivers in the back with some work to do in the last chance showdowns tomorrow at 8 o'clock when we get the show started right here on DIRTcar eSports. So with that, let's take a look here at the Discord. Well, we've got your race winner in, and that's the only guy we have in for right now, Logan Rumsey. Let's talk with him. Logan, a great move midway through the race. Get that pass on Hannigan. Walk me through it.
Oh, yeah. I kind of forget how I passed him. I think I just found the middle in 3 and 4 and got a run on him into turn 1 and just threw a slider on him. And then, yeah, that line was working pretty good for me for a while, but then it started to go away. But Bradley in second, he was just so fast on the top that I kind of figured if I just keep running middle 3 and 4, he can't slide me down there, so he'll have to slide me 1 and 2. And the slider 1 and 2 doesn't really work that good, so I played it out. It played out exactly how I wanted it to play out. He slid me on the last lap, and I turned back under him there and got back to the line first. But you know, tomorrow we're gonna have to figure out how to run that cushion better, or else Bradley's gonna win.
Something I want to ask you as well here. I noticed this post race. I don't like to ask about this often, but I'm curious if this is what you were trying to do. A couple of extra laps you were trying there after the checkered flag. Was that a situation where you were trying to see either maybe, how the top was going to look in that final stretch, or maybe at the same time, were you trying to measure the fuel right at the same time too, or what was that?
Oh, no, I was just trying to see if I could run the top any better. I think I was just running it way too I was getting way too sideways up there and just losing time. So I was trying to figure it out, but I was still a little bit off the pace of Bradley. So I'll just try to run it a little bit better tomorrow, and we should be good.
How do you now go into tomorrow?
Just try to keep the car clean, and I know I'll be pretty good until it gets really slick. So I just try to prepare. Maybe practice a little bit for the super slick track there.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
JD Brown for spotting me there, and everyone that put up this race. Andrew and all the guys at DIRTcar, and you guys for broadcasting it.
All right, appreciate the time, Logan. Congrats on the win. On best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Logan Rumsey taking the race win here tonight at Charlotte. Appreciate him for taking his time. And with that, I think that it's going to wrap things up here for tonight, Zach. Bring you back on in here. Final thoughts here as we start to sign off here on the night.
I think, we saw those guys under the blanket there at the end. It was the show we expected. And, no offense. I think the guys would assume that we're in this room. Pretty much the top 3, I think the majority of the field expected. And to see those guys lining up tomorrow, Marty, 2nd, 4th, and 6th, boy, oh boy, I'm going to have my bag of Galen's popcorn ready to go.
It is going to be a lot of fun, without question. So with that, we're going to bid you adieu on this fine Wednesday night. Another great night of action here at the Dirt Track at Charlotte. Night 2 of 3 of the return of DIRTcar eSports for the Bank City 40. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night, 8:15 p.m. We'll have B-Main coverage and then the 40-lap feature on DIRTcar Racing's YouTube and Twitch pages. With that, that'll do it for us here. On behalf of everyone at DIRTcar and all of our broadcast production and team, on behalf of Zach Chapman, Marty Sakala saying so long. Logan Rumsey, your winner in Night 2 of the Bank City 40. We'll talk to you tomorrow where we'll give the winner $500 of the 40-lap feature. So long, everyone.